Hi, my name's Michelle. I work for Hamilton Rentals. I've worked for the company for 28 years, which is an awfully long time, almost half of my life. For the last 17 years, I've worked with the channel and vendor team. The channel and vendor team works specifically with business partners, working with them to deliver short-term to mid-term IT and AV rental solutions where the cost of ownership doesn't make commercial sense and rental is a good solution for specific business requirements. Sarah, could I ask you to do a brief introduction as well, please?
Thanks, Michelle. My name's Sarah Jane Roberts. I've worked in the technology sector for nearly 20 years now, which is also showing my age. I've worked in the channel and vendor team at Hamilton Rentals for 15 years and had the pleasure with working with Michelle for that time. Working alongside business partners, as Michelle has mentioned, supporting them with short-term hardware solutions when purchase is not the most viable option.
There are lots of reasons why customers rent where the cost of ownership doesn't make commercial sense. Examples of that could be for consolidation projects or for data center moves, where a customer needs to offer contingency and not have any downtime. The other reason people might rent would be for a work peak. They don't want to purchase a piece of equipment for something that they will only use for 2 to 3 months. They rent to bolster their existing infrastructure. Lead times, there's a lot of lead time issues at the minute with certain devices, so customers can rent in that interim period. And rental offers them the flexibility in terms of rental period and invoicing to do just that.
So a customer would initially take out a contract of a period of, anything from a day, as we know, 6, 9, 12 months. If they take out a contract, for example, for 6 months, can you just explain the options that the customer has after those rental periods?
Thanks, Sarah. So yeah, the customer can return the equipment or they can extend it, part extend it, or purchase it off rental. The reason people enter rental as a solution is completely around the flexibility to meet the business needs with no tie-in. I think what we'd like, the message we'd like to get across to our business partners is if you do have any opportunities where rental might be beneficial, we offer an end-to-end service. So it can be as simple as a dry drop, or we can offer full image deployment, installation, de-installation, and that is across the spectrum of products that we work with. I think another thing about Hamilton's that is unique is the fact that we work with so many different vendors. So we work with IBM, Lenovo, HPE, HPI, Apple, Dell, plus many others, which means our solutions are complete and encompass everything. And at the end of the rental, we can also handle all the data erasure and compliance that you might have, especially with banking and financial institutions where the data is critical. So that can be done on or off site, and we provide all certificates around that. We can also offer some pre-sale support. So if you did want to speak to any of our engineers prior to any deployment, we offer that service and facility as well.
So we just recently completed a project for the Greater London Authority, which was for the mayoral elections. This was an electronic vote, which was the largest in Europe, with 6.4 million people voting, which meant we had to process 6.4 million ballots. The infrastructure that we provided consists of around 1,000 PCs, the servers, storage and networking to support those PCs, all of the cabling associated with that, which had its interesting challenges with COVID, because we had all the plans had to change because more room was required between all of the adjudicators, etc. And just to give an understanding of what we actually did, it wasn't just the dry rental. We did everything from the procurement of the kit, the testing prior, which was about 6 months. This also included the installation and logistics of all of the kit, which was at 4 centres around London. We then supported the kit during the election week. The whole project was project managed very successfully, and we're also involved in the post-event process around the data erasure of the kit, as you can imagine, sensitive data, so it all has to be done GDPR compliant.
I think the message that we'd like to get across to our channel partners is if you have any projects or challenges around IT where you need to find a solution that can be ramped up very, very quickly, whether that be for client devices, storage, networking, you should definitely contact us. Rental is all about, pay for use, not the cost of ownership. And that includes, sometimes people might have very, very top heavy licensing if they own the equipment. So they should even be considering us in those circumstances. A team of engineers that support us and deliver the service, they're second to none. They each have their area of speciality. So we have Oracle engineers, we have IBM engineers who can talk on a technical level should you need it. And then equally, they can cross over to do other business elements on the PC and the deployment side. So we really believe that, our combined knowledge, expertise, team, and our vendor relationships do mean that we can hopefully support you in any business requirements you may let us quote on.
I think there's three words that describe Hamilton's well: agility, flexibility, and experienced.
And I'll add one other: the people.
Yes.